What's good, Instagram? It's your boy Tay. You already know what it is. One of my closest friends asked me a question this morning, and I'm gonna read it back to you word by word. But he asked, for my opinion on it. He wanted me to answer it, and I think it's a really great question. I think it's gonna help a lot of people out. So I suggest you just watch this, tune in, and just feel me. Just listen. Let's get to it right now. The question is it mandatory to have a plan to be successful, or can you be successful without having a plan? If that makes sense. So yeah, that does make sense. I feel like depending on how you worded that question, that question could literally go to both sides, like two different things. It could either be, do you need to have a plan to be successful, or should you have a backup plan? Because necessarily, having a plan is like having a backup plan, because if something doesn't happen, you have a plan to get around that. Do you need to have a plan to be successful? Honestly, I don't think so. First of all, it really depends on, what you deem as success. Obviously, everybody has a different definition of success. There's things such as financial success. There's things such as, like success based on how many followers you have, success on how happy you are, stuff like that. I guess it's really whatever it is to determine success. But let's just answer the question on, society's example of success, which is like achieving your goals, having money, wealthy, financially stable, all that type of stuff. Money, cars, clothes, everything you want, right? Do you need a plan to be successful? Most people would say yes, you know what I mean? Because in order to be successful, you have to sit down, you have to kind of understand what you're gonna do and kind of plan ahead. Now, somebody like me, I'm gonna say yes and no, but majority no in a sense, right? So when you ask me, do you need to have a plan to be successful, right? And I'm gonna give you guys examples of when I had a plan and when I didn't have a plan, and success happened in both ways. First things first, like, when you're talking about having a plan to be successful, I feel like a lot of people have what they call bigger picture plans, right? A plan that's kind of like, hey, in my next 5 years, this is where I want to be, and each year, this is what I'm going to do. Year 1, I'm going to open a business. Year 2, I'm going to expand the business. Year 3, I'm going to open a store. That's big planning. You know what I mean? I don't do that. I never have big plans. I never plan that far in the future. I literally don't know what's going to happen the next day. And I'm such on a day-by-day basis that I don't have time to plan that far in the future. So me, I set little plans. Like, I literally wake up in the morning and I'm like, hey, today I'm going to do this. Or hey, by the end of the week, I want to make sure I knock out this video. Or I want 5 YouTube videos this week. Or I want to do this. Or, hey, I want to be a model. So I don't know how I'm going to become a model, but I'm going to literally just like apply to a whole bunch of agencies. Or like, hey, I want to gain more muscle. I may not be the best lifter and have all the information, but I'm going to do whatever I can to get there. And I'm going to find it out on the way. Most of the time, how I move, I find things out on the way, because things are forever changing. Most of the time, the plans you get, are based off other people's plans and other people's roads and other people's opinions and stuff. And most of the time, it doesn't line up with you, because someone else's opinion on your situation or someone else's plan, someone else's road is just another example of a success story or something different for another person, when in reality, everybody's life is different. You know what I mean? So having a plan to be successful, I think it's cool, because it's kind of giving you, what's the word I'm looking for? It's giving you expectations, you know what I mean? And expectations are cool sometimes, because with an expectation, you kind of make sure you don't fall back too far. In order for me to be 180 pounds next year, I have to go to the gym 3 times a week. That's an expectation, and that's also a plan. I think planning is cool at some times, because it makes sure that you don't get lazy. That discipline, that kind of having that routine helps you, get to where you need to be. So like, for this example, to answer my friend's question directly, he's asking, why does he need a plan to get up and move somewhere? Because he wants to move to another state. And he's like, why do I have to have a plan? Why do I have to set these goals and these guidelines? Why do I have to set this time period in order to do something that I need to do? Especially when your main focus is being financially stable. I'm going to give you an example that I think is, insane. Obviously, you guys know I moved to California. I'm back in New Jersey now. When I moved to California, I didn't have that much money. I'm not gonna tell you guys how much money I had, but it literally was not that much money, and I'll tell you this, I moved to California with no furniture, no bed, no nothing like that. The plan was to buy it over there, because it'd be cheaper to buy it over there rather than, shipping all your stuff from New Jersey to California and all these crates. And plus I wanted new stuff, new environment, new stuff. What are you bargaining for, man? Anyway, the first day in California, after I bought all the furniture I did, and I bought discount furniture from places that, I bought discount furniture. I bought furniture from places that don't have big names. Instead of me going to Aaron's Furniture, I went to Jamal's Furniture. Actually, no, I'm not gonna lie. I think there was a Jamal. Yo, I really did go to Jamal's Furniture. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. That's completely off topic though. Anyway, I spent all my money, and I think I had $200 left until I got my next paycheck in the first day. That's how you know I didn't have that much money when I went to California. And I want to tell you that because I moved there knowing that I wasn't anywhere near where I wanted to be financially. And the only backup plan I had was that I transferred my job. Now, yeah, I transferred my job, so I said, boom, I might be broke for the first couple months, but at least I know I have a guaranteed check coming in. You know what I mean? That's something that made me sit down. But to go even further with the planning, I only had one apartment list on tour. I went there for 3 days the month before. I only had one apartment list. I didn't check out any other apartments. We didn't go there. We only checked out one, and you don't know if you're approved until like a week later. So we flew out there and checked one and went home. And we didn't even know, like if we would have knew out there, let's say we didn't get it, we would have had the chance to go check 3 or 4 more places. But we literally flew out there, spent money on a ticket, wouldn't have had enough to come back again to check out another apartment. So that was no planning whatsoever, and we still did it, and it still worked out. And it's kind of just like, a lot of people, they're not gonna like this answer. I put God into a lot of stuff. I say God does a lot of things for me because, you know, I should have never been able to be in California that easily. It worked out. Where I wanted to be, the apartment I wanted, worked out. The money situation worked out. The job, I didn't have a car. So there's enterprises everywhere. I literally got the closest enterprise to me, and that's because of God. I asked him for it, I prayed, and it worked out. And I was riding my bike there, 10 minutes there, 10 minutes back. It worked out, and I didn't have a plan. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, you know, and just not to you, bro, who asked me this, yo, I'm not gonna say your name, but to anybody else who's watching this, do not let the plan or let a plan be a reason that stops you from making a decision quicker. You know what I mean? Don't let the fear of looking stupid stop you from making a decision you want to make. What that basically means is, don't let the fear of, oh, if I do this and it doesn't work out, people are gonna look at me and think I'm dumb, so I'm not even gonna try. Bro, don't even, who cares? You're the only person that can make you happy in this world, so you have to be able to go do things. If you have a plan and your plan isn't making you do the thing you want to do faster, then throw the plan out. Because the whole point of the plan is to set down these lines, these expectations, these goals, and you attack it faster and faster and faster. That's the point of a plan, to get you from point A to point B quicker, not to get you from point A, and by the time you're looking at point B, you start having regrets because your plan doesn't line up exactly how you wanted to in the beginning. So to answer your question, do you need a plan to be successful? No. I do think you need to set expectations for yourself to keep yourself disciplined, like a timeline, like this, that, and the third. But expectations are not the same as a plan. They do fit in the same area, but they are not the same. So there you go. You do not need a plan to be successful. And again, like I said, I believe in God. I really know that God helps me a lot. So if I didn't have God in my life when I made all these decisions in my life that didn't have a plan, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I would have never made the decisions because I knew that I had nothing to fall back on. Like quitting my job with no money saved up and booking my first modeling gig 2 days later after asking God, should I quit? That covered enough money for me to get my laptop to start doing music videos because I couldn't travel with my Mac desktop from California to New Jersey in my hand because I didn't even have enough money to ship it at the time. That's not having a plan. That's following your gut. That's following what God wants you to do. And that's just following the things that I know are gonna work out. So there's your answer. I appreciate you for asking me that, bro. That's something that I definitely needed to answer because that helped me gain more faith for myself. Crazier faith, man. Do more things, believe harder, and just keep on moving. It's your boy Tay, we out.